Oh, we're live now, Kyle. You got it all under control here,
We're having some technical difficulties. Everything's fine now.
guys. We're here. It's 3 minutes late. Yeah, I thought I was the one that messed up here, but it turns out to be Kyle. Guys, I'm gonna go off script a little bit here. I drank an energy drink, and everyone knows that when that happens, I go off the rails a little bit. So, that being said, welcome to Panable. Fuck. Damn it. I know somewhere, somehow, a clip is being made of me saying Panaloid's wrong. Welcome to Panaloid's comic book live stream. I'm Pierre, your host. Joining me is Kyle. Unfortunately, Jeremiah won't be joining us today because he's recovering from last week's trivia win. So congrats to Jeremiah on that win. Dimitri might swing in a few weeks, but for now, it's just the dynamic duo, the Batman and Robin. More like just Nightwing and Beast Boy, if they ever
Who's
had a
Nightwing?
duo. Kyle's our very own Casio.
Wow.
Is it Queso? Queso.
I think
And
it's
me.
Queso.
I'm just I'm just here to make sure we stay on track, which isn't happening either. So grab a comfortable seat, grab some ice cream. That's my favorite treat, and get
Hmm.
ready to explore the thrilling world of comics with us. Aw, that's cute. So with
I
that,
thought-
we go into my favorite segment, the nerdy news. Thunderbolts gets an asterisk. Kyle, what does this asterisk mean? There's like a little thing at the end of Thunderbolts. What do you think?
So do you want the theory that I stole from somebody else and I can't remember who it
I
was to give them credit?
I did see it in your rumors. Yeah, bring it up now. Why not?
So maybe it's an asterisk because it's the Thunderbolts that is leading to the Dark Avengers.
So by the
Now
end of
that's,
it, it'll be called the Dark Avengers.
or at least have that lineup of like, hey, put this suit on, something like that. My theory is more so it's like the Thunderbolts turning into what the Thunderbolts are supposed to be, and like maybe a more traditional team by the end of it.
Yeah, I like that one actually. I like your idea better. I think
Yeah, because it's
it's like
kind of
we're the Thunderbolts. Not really. Like not
all right.
yet.
Like it's not there yet. Like it's just like
Yeah.
you gotta get rid of the bad apples.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be kind of a mishmash of players, so to speak, in that team. So I think until Red Hulk is actually on the team, it's not the Thunderbolts. So I think by the end they actually get taken in under the government because I think right now that lady that's taking them under, that's not like she's like somewhat evil,
The Seinfeld lady.
whatever her name is. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Elaine.
Well, that was my thought too. With that maybe the asterisk is because the Thunderbolts that is formed by the government per se, like you said, is the more modern team, and it's
hmm
the more classic team. That maybe it's Thunderbolt versus Thunderbolt team, a modern versus a classic kind of thing.
That'd be cool.
It's interesting though, the choice of an asterisk. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Never seen that
it's
before.
smart. It throws everyone off. Now everyone's
But to
talking
add
about
it
this Thunderbolt
now,
star.
like they're adding it what, like 2 years after the announcement of the movie? Like that's different. I give them credit for that. It's very different.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever it is, it's got people talking. So we'll find out soon. And whatever your theories are, drop it in the comments below. So we'd love to hear them. Moving on, we have Yuji Itadori. If that name doesn't ring a bell, then you don't watch Jujutsu Kaisen, but we do, and we watch it a lot. We love it. I think Kyle finally finished that
I did.
show. All right,
I
yeah,
caught up.
finished the season. Good,
Yeah.
good. Um, But he makes a cameo in DC comic Nightwing number 113.
Did you see the panel?
No, no,
So
what's he doing in there?
if I was a better producer, I would have popped up the picture right now. But
Boom.
I'm not.
But don't worry. It won't be in this video, but if you go on our TikTok, you'll see it here.
Like in a week from now, you'll see it there.
Yep. Down
Maybe
there.
more than a week, actually. But yeah, so he's just like picking up food, like in the crowd. That's it.
Oh, just like a quick like
Yeah.
So it's like a Chainsaw Man cameo, like
Right,
when he cameoed in what was show is it? My Hero Academia.
right, exactly. So it's cool. I like it. I don't know how they got away with it per se, but I like it.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, I think more people need to do that. That's my favorite thing about like comics when they like throw in little like Easter eggs like that. So I'm sure it's either he's a big fan of that show or there's someone related to him or related to the like something where like they added that in and they were like, yeah, don't worry, go for it. So
Yeah,
it's a
no,
nice note.
definitely.
So I always like that. Moving on, Gail Simone and artist Eddie Barrows for the next big arc of Action Comics. What's the big arc? Do you know the big arc?
You no, we don't know what the arc is yet, but it's gonna be a big one. That's
Okay.
all we know. Have you read anything from Gail Simone?
No, what was their latest thing that she wrote?
So the latest, I don't know the latest, but the one that I know her for, that I hold the highest. I think I've read maybe 3 series? 2 series by her. No, maybe 3. Batgirl. Her New 52 Batgirl run was very, very good. So I just from that, I kind of feel like she's a really good fit for the Superman kind of world. That's kind of why I wanted to note it too. Like, like you get to know a writer's kind of like, I don't want to say like perspective, but like the way they write, you kind of see it makes sense. Like I feel like she could do a really good Superman. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
actually read Superman for the first time in a long time because of her writing it.
Okay.
I can't remember
I
the
think the
indie book.
cool parts was it?
No, it was an indie book I read of hers. I can't remember the name because it's an indie book. Who remembers those names?
Well, if you know it, drop it in the comments. But
Yeah.
Action Comics and anything really going forward at this point, I believe James Gunn has some control over this too. So I think that's cool to know that there's going to be some sort of connection. Maybe it's an Elseworld story, whatever it is, but he does want a certain flow happening with everything. So,
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like it's like the main canon of the comics. I don't know if, what he's I mean, I don't know, it's like a weird legal thing because like we've seen the movies influence comics that have nothing to do with each other for sure.
hmm,
Like we've seen Iron Man suddenly look exactly like Robert Downey Jr. Like it
yeah,
happened. Now it could just be the artist. That's just how they now see them after the movies, but it's a
yeah,
weird
it
thing
does.
'cause
I think it influences you. It influences you for
yeah.
sure.
And, like, even if they're not making money off of each other, like, if the movie rights are Disney and the comic rights are actually just Marvel or DC, they're still helping each other because one helps sell the other. So it does make sense to kinda mesh.
Yeah, that I know. I think when he was taking over, he like mentioned how like each department he's like going to be kind of overseeing to like make it all flow together. So,
Right.
but they're still going to do Elseworld stories. They're still going to like, I think, it's like the show and stuff is like its own like thing. But yeah, I don't know. Wherever it sits, I think it's going to be good. So yeah, I probably won't pick up Superman books. The Superboy book got me. Superboy. Judging on what you say about it,
Mm.
maybe I will. But the Superboy book, that one got me. Something about that leather jacket. Throws it on. It's just a little cooler.
You do like leather.
Just a little cooler. Speaking of Superman, Clark Kent, his adopted father within the DCU, continuity. Fuck. I mean, sorry for cussing. Uh, Emmy-winning actor Pruitt Taylor Vince. That's gonna be his dad.
I hate to say this, but that actor, I saw the name and I was like, "No idea." I saw the picture, I was like,
Mm.
"I forgot this man existed, but he's perfect." Like, I just
Oh, okay.
completely forgot he existed, but probably seen him in 20 movies.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you. I do I could care less about his dad because I mean it is what it is. Like it's well, I mean, okay. Are they gonna kill him off quick? Because they did that. in the other Superman show, and I don't know if that's like I don't know Superman lore like that. Like, is it like an Uncle Ben situation where he always dies?
Really?
Because I'm like,
I mean,
like, is it gonna be like, oh, he's dead again? Oh, great. I'm glad they cast him just to
I
die in a
mean,
tornado.
I think he does, but it's not like it's not necessarily supposed to be instant. Like it's like a later story arc.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think. I could be
They
wrong.
should give him powers. Give him like they're giving everyone powers. They should give him powers.
But they are.
Like the beams, like he gets like radiation from like adopting Superman.
Or he starts puking because every time he's by Superman, the
Mm,
radiation, he just
Just
so he leaves.
Superman kills him by accident
Oh, I was gonna
with
say
his
he just
radiation,
abandons him. Like he just is like, "Make me sick, kid," and he just abandons the family.
and he leaves.
Yeah,
He marries some like young blonde woman and like drives off.
yeah.
That's his thing.
That's the plot we wanna see.
That's
Don't
like his
kill him
villain
off.
arc.
Just have him leave. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Abandonment
it
issues.
messes up Superman. He's like, I can't trust anyone. Yeah,
Everyone
that'd
leaves
be dark.
me.
Just a little radiation. Come on. You said you'd be there forever. J- James Tinian, the is it the fourth or the fifth? I don't know.
It's the 4th.
He's the
When the
fourth.
I comes
The
before
fourth
the
be with
V, it's
you.
a 4.
May the fourth be with you.
There you go.
Returns to Nice House on the Lake for sequel. Um, maybe you have some more insight on this because I don't
No,
know Nice House
no,
on the Lake at all.
no, I don't. I know the first number 1 issue goes for a lot of money.
Oh,
Very popular series. It's horror. It's probably James' best work from what I've heard. I'm not the
hmm.
hugest horror fan, so it's in my list, but it's not at the top of my list. You know what I mean? Like it's in my to read list because even if it's out of the genre I like I'll go to it, but it's not the top.
There's so many books I gotta like
So many
catch up
books.
on. So like
Yeah.
any horror books I'm super interested in. So like drop those in the chat. We definitely wanna know. I wanna know what you guys are reading. That's
Well, I
bone
just
chilling.
subscribe to Global Comics. So
Another subscription.
I actually conned Jeremiah. He chipped in, so we're sharing it. But
Oh, nice, nice.
lot of indie stuff in there, a lot of horror. Lots. A lot of it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the one thing that you really don't get from like your DC Marvel universe because I
Right.
feel like they don't really dabble too much in that. Like, kind of a little bit on DC's side. You have a little bit of nightmare ish type things.
Mhm.
They did the
I wouldn't call it
Spider-Man run
horror.
recently. Yeah, it's not really horror. It's definitely not horror. Uh, so I think that's the one segment that you really like. They hit hard in those indie books. So
And I kind of feel like I wanted it because I was feeling like a piece of my reading material was missing as far as like fantasy and like hard, heavy, ridiculous sci-fi. It's like, yes, everything's technically sci-fi, but like that heavy, high sci-fi, you know?
yeah,
Like Saga. Like I have all of Saga, but I've fallen behind and I could much easier catch up in the app. So that was one reason. Um like Grimm, I want to read catch up on Grimm, same thing. Have them all but fell behind. Be easier in the app.
I have yet to read Saga.
Yeah,
Hot
that
take.
one
I'll
that's
never
like
read.
a
That's
staple.
not a hot
Yeah.
take. It's just I just haven't read it.
No, but that's what I mean. It's like that's not your top genre, the high sci-fi
It's
craziness.
not that it's not my top genre. It's just like there's so many books to read, and yeah, Marvel and DC always happens to take the forefront.
Right.
Unless it's like a writer that I know at this point that we've made a relationship with, I feel like it doesn't get the spotlight it deserves, you know?
Right, which
So
is a lot of people do that, and I think I
actually,
do that
there's no
too.
excuse with Saga. Saga definitely got the spotlight. I just,
Oh yeah, there's no
yeah.
excuse with Saga. And it's the thing with Saga is it supposedly will never be anything else. It's like you can't wait for a show, you can't wait for a movie. Like that's the only way. And
And I
it's
think that's the best way from what I hear. I mean, it's just,
yeah.
it's like if you read Harry Potter and they gave you the graphic novel with it at the same time, like as you're reading it. And I'm not
Right.
saying like it's the same type of genre. I'm not saying it's the same type of story at all. But it's just like that same like where you're just imagining it. You're reading Harry Potter and you're just imagining this whole world of like wizardry that you're in.
Right.
Like I feel like it's the same thing with Saga, but they're giving you the pictures and like they're giving you everything.
Yeah, and the
So,
art is just nuts, like nuts, nuts. That's actually
yeah.
I actually gave Jeremiah a signed copy as a gift for his wedding because like
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
that's cool.
because the artist never shows up at conventions, and like I caught her the one time she did over at least on the East Coast. So that
That's
was like,
awesome.
yeah,
That's a cool gift. But moving on, images of David Corenswet. This is still Superman news, guys. So that is your new Superman. Get used to the name. Filming had fans thinking that he was Henry Cavill. I saw it. I saw the black tank top shirt
it's just
picture. Yeah.
sad. Can you imagine being the new Superman? They're like, oh, you look like the old one. Like no excitement, just like, I thought it was the old one for a second.
I think it goes to just you gotta say that, Henry Cavill was the perfect Superman, and I think it's just you just gotta say like I think James Gunn knows it. He just found a younger version of him because he needs a younger version to keep the movies going. He can't use Henry Cavill for this. But I think he without saying it, he is agreeing that he was the best Superman in terms of
He was the best
looks.
Henry Cavill. He was Henry
This
Cavill was in fact the best Henry, but David's
David
younger.
Cornsweet is a better younger he plays a better younger Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
That's it.
sad.
Yeah, that's so David Cornsweet was not cast as
No,
as Superman or Clark Kent. He was actually cast as Henry Cavill. So,
Henry Cavill playing
uh,
David playing Henry, who's playing Superman.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
it's a good joke. Good
You'll
joke
see
there.
that.
Love it.
You'll see that at the end of the credits. Keanu Reeves hasn't been in the news lately, but he just popped up again. He will voice Shadow the Hedgehog. That's right, Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is before the news of him being cast as Ghost Rider.
No, don't
Nope,
don't clickbait it. I
no,
already
he hasn't.
clickbaited enough with the
I
title here.
here's the thing. I don't even know if he's Ghost Rider. I think you use him as someone bigger.
Mm,
Like he's like your Christian Bale card, which I still upset
yeah,
they just threw that away.
yeah. Such a fantastic actor.
Yeah,
Good guy too.
but they
Does a lot
could
of
do.
charity. Kind of mean to people,
eh,
but generally does a lot for charity.
So does Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves does
Yeah,
a lot. He's a
but
really good
generally
person.
nice to everybody.
Shadow the Hedgehog, though, I digress. I hopped off the subject. Shadow the Hedgehog is the main subject line here.
Did you watch the
Uh,
first Sonic?
I did. Did I watch the second one? I did actually. I
I didn't
watched
watch the
both.
second one. Is the
Yeah, I
second one
watched
good?
both of them. They're pretty good. Like it's like they're
So
cute movies. Like it's just
The Knuckles show is out, I think, like, yesterday.
and that's actually another big name, Idris Elba.
They got a
So
70% Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't bad
not
for a
bad.
show
It's a
with a
kid
lower
show.
budget.
It's a kid show. Who are these
Yeah,
critics? If they're not kids, then who are these critics that are like bringing this show down? They're
yeah,
like, oh no, that's a 70%. I could not give it more than 70%. But
it's
no,
fair.
I listen. I'll watch it. I like Shadow. I think that was cool. I hope they do Mech Sonic because they did
Mm,
that. Remember that
I
in the
wouldn't be
video game?
surprised if he shows up in the 3rd one now, or at
They
least a
had like
hint.
a Mecha Shadow and Sonic. Yeah, you're right. That'd probably be like they would join together to fight this Mecha
Yeah,
Sonic.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the second one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So there's just nods. It's just like they're doing pretty good with the like. It's sad to know, or not sad, but I'm glad they did it. But the original Sonic, what they were gonna do with him,
Oh, yeah.
remember that
Yeah,
scary, like,
yeah.
yeah. So
But
that
do
little
you
scary
think
rat
that was
man.
real? Like, do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think
no, 100% think that was real.
you don't think it was just, like all publicity is good publicity. I'm not for conspiracy theories, but that was bad, and they fixed it rather quickly,
Yeah.
which makes you think.
They could have. They could have. Yeah.
Or,
Thinking
I
back
mean,
on
did
it.
they fix it quickly? Maybe they just showed the new model quickly and then still took a ton of time to actually redo the whole movie.
Well, I mean, how hard would it be to find the model? The model's been in a bunch of video games and he's been 3D for like the
Yeah,
longest,
you
you
still
know?
gotta make it move
No, no,
the
no.
right
Yeah.
way.
I'm kind of still agreeing with you. I feel like
Yeah,
you're
I don't
right.
know.
It might have been a publicity thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like they were already starting to fix it and they still were like, "Well, let's just see." Like,
Yeah.
they already got they already knew it wasn't gonna happen that way. They're like, "Well, let's test it. At least they'll be talking about us." Just a
We might
little
not have talked about it. We might not have talked about the movie at all if they just put it out as regular Sonic.
because the current
You're not
model,
wrong.
fantastic. It's, like, literally
Yeah.
perfect.
It's just ripped out of the video game. You're right. I don't know. And like how hard would it have then it been for them to do that originally, you know?
Yeah.
Like they were like, "Oh, let's make him like a rat human man." Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Did you ever see the Chippendale movie?
The
It's on
Chippendale
Disney
movie,
Plus.
is is that the one where they strip? The men, they
I don't
dance and they
know, but
strip?
they're alive. Like they're in live, but like they're like retired now and like they're struggling to find work. It's,
Because no one wants older men to be strippers?
no, no, Chippendale, like the Rescue Rangers.
Oh, the Rescue Rangers, not the Las
Right,
Vegas
right, right.
strip show
No.
featuring
Nope.
Vinny from
Nope.
Jersey Shore. You lost me for a
No,
second,
I
now I'm back. It's a bad joke, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so that movie had Sonic, had old man,
Did it?
not old man Sonic, the weird creepy Sonic in it looking for work.
Oh, I do remember that. I didn't see it, but I TikTok ruins all movies. I'm glad it's getting banned.
You
It ruins all movies.
you should watch that movie. You should watch it. It's if you're gonna go watch Sonic, go watch that movie too. It's not bad. It's like a Roger Rabbit movie. Aging
Okay,
myself. Drop
right.
Roger Rabbit in a picture with like the girl. Drop her
Yeah,
on here and make
I'll do it.
sure
I'll get on
I
that.
don't
I'm gonna
mean
keep
this
this
with my
whole thing.
hands. The hands didn't mean anything for the records, guys. It's just
Alright.
Scott Snyder. Moving on. Scott Snyder is going to lead a new DC Comics line, Absolute Comics. Um, and he's gonna rewrite it. He's gonna put just one copy out, and then he's gonna put out a director's cut afterwards.
He does have a lot of director's cuts, actually, now that you say it.
I'm starting to believe he doesn't know what he's doing anymore, and he's like, wait, no, I know you guys thought that movie would suck. That wasn't the
Oh,
movie
no,
that was supposed to come out.
you're thinking of Zack Snyder. This is Scott Snyder.
Oh,
So you
oh,
actually
whew,
I
whew.
don't think you've actually read anything with Scott Snyder. I've gotten signatures of him for you.
Scott Snyder is the one that did Batman New
Yes.
52.
There you go. I'm so proud. You never read any of
This is the good Snyder. This is the
that. Wow,
good Snyder.
hot take. Yeah, no, so this
So
is actually
Snyder versus
comic news.
Snyder. Drop in the comments, guys. Which Snyder do you prefer, Scott Snyder
Always Scott.
or Zack Snyder?
Always Scott. Scott Snyder, I've stalked him, for lack of better words, at conventions for like 10 years. He is a fantastic human being, besides the fact of how well he writes. That's another funny thing. He's really a horror writer at heart, and I horror is not at the top of my list. Like, horror is like way bottom of my list. And he's one of my favorite writers of all time, and he's really a horror writer. Anyway, he's doing something called Absolute Comics. We don't know what that means. They're not calling it one comic, it's like a group. And the rumor that's kind of spilling out is the Ultimate Universe for DC Comics. You don't put
Mm,
Scott Snyder in charge of anything small at this point, right? Like, he doesn't do anything tiny. I think the last thing he really did with DC, it might have been Metal. You ever read any of Metal?
No, but I
You would
know,
really
like,
like
kind of the
Metal.
gist of it. I think I would. It's like
Yeah.
a, like, alternate universe type thing, right? Like, they touch everything.
Yeah, everything. So, if it is an alternate universe kind of thing, Snyder's the one to run it, write the top book, pick the team for the rest of the books, right? Build his own world. That makes sense. That's the freedom that he left DC for. So he would only go back with similar kind of freedom, which means it's got to be his own version of the universe. The other thought and rumor and speculation is what if it's New 52 coming back? Snyder was the number one book. Besides the fact that Batman's always the number one book of DC, it was the number. He was the number one of New 52.
It's funny it's funny that you say that because I think we were talking about something before, and I was just thinking about how New 52 was really good, but it was really only Batman that was, like, really leading New 52.
Well,
Like, there were some
so
other
here's
good books, don't get me wrong, but
no, the problem was this. Batman kept what was good from before. So basically you had 52 new titles. 90% of them were hard reboot. 10%, well, maybe like 8% were like soft reboot, and then there was Batman, which only took the good, like kept all the good stuff, which is the whole Bat family. So he
Mhm.
kind of had all the tools already to move forward. And in interviews, I think it was even a panel I've seen him talk about it. He did 0 Year, which was like kind of like a Batman Year One in the New 52 version. They forced him to do that. He had no intention of doing an origin story of any kind. DC forced him to do
Mm,
that. So that just shows like that was the issue at New 52. It's like things were good on their own, like Swamp Thing, Snyder wrote, fantastic. Animal Man, Batgirl, all of those great. But they really were kind of like Batgirl wasn't, but like Animal Man wasn't. So yeah, the ones that weren't hard reboots definitely were better. Teen Titans was hard reboot. Fun, but lost a lot of, I don't want to say content. I don't want to use the word content, but like it lost a lot of like its heart in a sense to be corny.
yeah. No, I agree. Definitely agree.
So that's the I guess my point is could he bring back New 52 in a sense of like continue those rebooted versions and because it's own universe be more brutal? Like kill off a Beast Boy, kill off a Nightwing and not look back. Like really kill them and not look back because that's what made the Ultimate Universe the original so great. They were just taking people out and not looking back because it didn't matter because it's its own thing.
Absolute. It's absolute. They
Right,
just
and
they kill
okay,
people.
right,
Absolute.
and that's what I was getting at. That it's if it's Snyder helming it, it's got to be full freedom for him. The absolute word really pushes the you know people gonna die.
I like it. I'll
Really
definitely
excited
pick
about
up
it.
a couple of
I hope
those.
I'm right. Yeah, no, I hope I'm right. I hope it's like everything it can be because I mean Snyder really he's good. He's really good.
Yeah, I definitely I think I don't know, it's been hard for me to stay on, like, the main line of DC, like
Mhm.
but I maybe that could just be preference because a lot of like, I've always fallen into that, like, alternate universe type deal,
Yeah,
so, I don't know, but, like, the is it what was it the one, the White Knight, was it called?
yeah. Uh, Beyond the White Knights, the Batman Beyond one,
But just
and just
all those, like,
yeah, just White Knight.
whoever I forgot who wrote it, I can't think of it right
Sean
now.
Murphy.
Yeah, Animal, he's so good.
Yeah,
He's
that's
so good.
yeah.
So,
So
I don't know, stories like that, so I'm excited to see where he can potentially take his own stories. But, that moves us on to collection acquisition, Kyle, and I
right.
see here you may have picked up some comic capsules, is it?
Comic capsules. So I did make a video on this, but I just wanted to show them to you. Actually, like it's not really an ad right now. It's just me showing them to you. So
Totally an ad. Totally an
Totally.
ad.
So here's my thing,
All
right?
natural, not an ad.
The fact that you can hang them is everything for me, right? So here's the new one. This is the black.
Mhm.
So you open it, it literally just kind of snaps. It folds back like that, right? You put the comic in. But it's really this that does it for me. How easily you can just hang it. Because displaying comics that aren't graded, and even the graded ones, like you gotta hang yours back up because you painted your walls, but hanging graded comics is not an easy task, right? Like it
Yeah.
just hanging ungraded comics always looks cheesy and cheap. This does not. And you can see they're very protected as I just hit the mic. But I want to buy 100 of them and I just want to cover the walls. Like
So how are you
this is
hanging it exactly? Like,
it's just one simple nail. And I'm
oh,
telling you,
oh,
like
so it's like a
one
picture
picture
frame.
frame nail. And it's the most secure thing and it's perfect flush on the wall. Like that's what I'm really excited about. The protection's there, right? Like it's definitely better than a top loader. It snaps closed. It's got the UV protection, all that. But I'm just worried about displaying. Like I'm not crazy about the protection. Like that's for $10 a pop to get a frame that doesn't do anything to obscure the comic, doesn't cover it. I mean, look, this is just clean. Like it's
Yeah.
the easiest because I have a lot of books signed that aren't graded. So this is like an alternative to grading, and then you throw them on the wall in literally 10 seconds. So,
Might have to get a couple of those black, frame ones because it's pretty nice.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I want to kind of maybe move some stuff around behind my head here, and maybe do like a row. There's like a
Yeah,
row of
that
comic capsules.
it's almost better than having the CGC, like, frame, honestly, because like, I like the CGC, like, border and everything, but on the wall, that is a little sleeker.
Yeah, and
You can just display the art.
like I know hanging graded books is also frowned upon if they fall, right? Like if this falls, it's gonna be fine, and it's not gonna fall. I don't know. I feel like how many variants do we spend all this dumb money on, and then they just go straight in a
Yeah,
box for
and then you just put them away, right.
you spent 50 to 100 on a variant, and it
Variants
goes
that are not worth it, ever. I'm
no,
talking from my own experience.
right, but if
They
you
have
like the
not
cover, you like the artist, who cares about what it's worth, right? Well, I
not
care if
me
it's gonna
either.
sit in a box. Well, yeah, but that's my thing, like,
I
I don't mind spending the money, but then if it's gonna sit in the box, I'm gonna forget about it, I do. So, I don't know, I'm gonna, at some point, go really hard on these. Like, I'm gonna buy, like, probably, like, $300 worth, and, like, really like, for now, I wanna just do a row behind me. 'Cause I have a lot
Yeah,
of, like, stage
that makes
covers and stuff.
sense.
Yeah, but I wanna go hard
I
because
think
I
it'd be
really
nice, like, around, like, the other pictures and stuff, like the
yeah, like,
posters that you have, you know?
you can put them so close together. Like, I was thinking that. The fact that there's no, like, real border, like, it's almost perfect. I don't know if you saw the, I wanna say it's like 8 or 10 connecting X-Men covers. It's like every version of every X-Men character ever.
Oh,
Do you see
you could
that?
just
I
connect
can't
them,
remember the
yeah.
artist. He
Yeah.
went nuts. These would be perfect. If you bought every one of those covers, you can butt them up against each other flush on the wall and actually connect the covers and display them correctly. I don't see how else you're gonna do that with minimal border.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I'm really excited, and, they sent me 4 and said, "Hey, give an honest review," and I honestly was like, "This is way better than I expected." Like, I thought they were just gonna be like, "Oh, it's just, like, something to, like, hang them, like, cheesy." It's not. Like, it's not cheesy at all. Like, it kinda feels like a slab without the bulk,
Alright.
and that is my comic capsule ad. Thank you for partaking in that.
It was an ad. I knew it was an ad. Yeah, this guy just kept going. He just kept going. Well, mine's not an ad. I did actually pick up a couple things unknowingly, and it was just showed up at my doorstep. I guess I don't really understand how to order from Midtown Comics at all. So I did
Okay.
it,
Do you help?
and no, I thought my books would just all come together in one shot, but they're just showing up sporadically. So
Were
they
some of them
showed up.
pre-orders?
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
guess, but like,
Is that number 1? What
I
is
don't
that? Is
know.
that a new one?
This is number 5 of Avengers Twilight. So if you haven't checked out Twilight, it just dropped 1 and 2 on the app,
I noticed that.
Marvel app. So read them. It's actually very good. It's set in a future universe. I guess future alternate, whatever it is, but it's future universe where Captain America is kind of running around, kind of like that White Knight book where like Bruce Wayne's like being hunted down and there's like a bunch of cops. So they have
Mm,
Iron Men cops that are like patrolling and like
okay.
heroes have been like banned and there's like a fake Avengers team that's like handling things now. And yeah, and bad things happen. So check it out. I don't want to ruin it at all, but read that one.
Okay. On
I
my list.
haven't read this at all yet,
Waiting for
but
the
this is
app.
Ultimate X-Men number 2. I am waiting for the app solely because I just don't want to open it. I
Mm,
like Peach Momoko too much, and it's
yeah.
fucked up because she's my favorite artist right now, and
Mhm.
I just I can't put myself to just open the book and like read it right now.
You might
So
grade it one day. You never know.
I'm just waiting for the app. I'm waiting for the app for that. I want
The
to
app
see what
needs
she's
to
doing
hurry
with
up.
Ultimate X-Men. Yeah, no, they need to hurry up. But this is her. This is her
Ridiculous.
run. This is her book. She's writing it and
Yeah,
drawing
it's
it. So
yeah.
that's
I'm
like,
really curious about
and
that.
I read her like I have a giant book that it was like a coffee table book that I bought that was amazing. So I don't know. I gotta at some point figure out what I'm doing there. I also got this
Okay.
Ultimate Black Panther. So
Have
this
you
is
read any of
number
it?
3. Same thing. I can't. So I bought the variant covers and I feel bad opening them. So
Okay.
I bought the variants because the first and second one were sold out already. So by the time I went to go buy it, because they were supposed to be in my cart at
Mm, it
somewhere I'm not gonna
happens.
mention, and
It happens.
they weren't put in my thing.
Happens to the best of
And my
us.
last one, this one just came in, which I might have to open it.
Mm.
Ultimate
Didn't
Spider-Man number 3.
number 4 come out today?
Yeah, and that's why I'm confused on how this is happening. Number 3 just showed up.
So you get 4 next week, I guess.
I guess I don't know what's happening. I'm not even. I bought. I don't even know if I bought 4, honestly.
Oh,
So like, I think it's easier for me to just go to comic book shop or just go to the app. It's too hard for me to just track this online order.
if you go to the
So
shop, you let me know. I it's been a while.
oh no.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, the Midtown Comics. I don't know about if everyone has this issue, but their website sucks.
Yeah. Oh, you should try their app. Atrocious.
I have their app. It sucks. Like everything
Horrible.
sucks. I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't
how?
think
How
it's a
does
little
this
better.
suck so bad?
Yeah.
You sell so many books. I don't understand how you guys like you're the comic book shop. Like, I don't get it. So yeah, that leads us to read it, watched it, played it. And Kyle, you're gonna open this one up with Pokemon Unbound.
I am.
Tell us about it.
Okay.
I
So
don't
I
know
don't
if
wanna
it's a read it, watch it, or played it, to be honest with you.
that's the fun part about this combined category. You don't know sometimes. It's exciting. So Pokemon Unbound, not to piss off Nintendo, but that's a played it. So Apple,
Oh.
after many years and reasons I don't understand, refused to have emulators in the App Store. So now that emulators are approved, you can get ROMs onto emulators on your iPhone. So I got a ROM of a Pokemon game that is completely fan made. And it is actually one of the greatest Pokemon games I think I've ever played. It is not the typical story. It is like its own like region. It's a mix of all the regions. Some of the
Mm.
Pokemon I don't even think came out yet. So they're using I guess it's like Fire Red. Like they used Fire Red and Leaf Green as the base model, right? Like it's built off of that game. So the graphics
I've
are
heard
that.
about this game. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
It came out a long time ago.
Yeah, and so the reason I chose Unbound was because the story seemed to be the most original. Because like there's other, because they call them hacks, right? Like a ROM is like,
Yeah.
I don't use the word illegal, but like it's the code for the game, so you could play it in the wrong place, like not on the system. A hack is fan made version taking, the code and making it their own. This was the most original. Like there's some that were like, it's more like your Ash. Like they changed the story so it's more like your Ash. Or they changed the story where it's like you're actually Team Rocket. This one was really more just its own, someone got creative. And like the starters, what's the starters like Tyranitar, some the other rock Metagross guy. Like the starters are not normal starters. You don't get them from the
Okay.
professor. You get like teleported and you just like free them out of a cage and you're like, why don't you come with me? Like it's just kind of its own thing. I really like it. And
Ah,
they made a lot of adjustments like auto sprint, like a lot of the stuff that was like annoying is just like automatic now. Like just experience share, like just typical things you'd have to wait for, you just get from the start. So it just makes the game more fast paced and has quests. Like it's
neat.
not just like follow along. There's different quests you could do in your own order. And you like click it
Can
and it
you
shows up on the
trade?
map. So you can't trade per se because it's your code. And I also am having
Okay.
problems because the emulator that I downloaded got taken off the App Store an hour after I downloaded it. So it wasn't even up for
Uh,
24 hours. So now there's a better emulator that doesn't track you and doesn't have ads, and I can't move my save file to the other emulator. So I'm trying to figure that out. So if anyone knows and wants to help me, because I'd like to use this other emulator. But yeah, I got some
which
Digimon games.
emulator? Plug the emulator because
So
I'm gonna download it right after this.
the new one is called Delta, and it has Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, I think DS, N64, SNES, and it kind of has like tabs. It has its own controllers. The one I'm using again is gone. Yeah, that's the one. Little purple triangle logo. That's the one.
Already downloading.
And I could probably send you the ROM. So finding ROMs is not as easy as I thought. Like I don't say I'm new to it, but I'm ignorant to it. I've only done it like a few times. Like I think I had like
I used to do it on
Pokemon.
my Galaxy.
Yeah, like I had like Pokemon Yellow and like my, what was it? My Thunderbolt, like some old.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess just what did you mute yourself? Kyle's voice went out by accident. So yeah. But yeah, I gotta check out that ROM at some point. Oh, he's gone. Kyle's gone. It's just me now, guys. It's just me. This is gonna be good. Uh, so, so Kyle's gonna be back in a couple minutes. I'm downloading a Pokemon Unbound game at some point here, and he's gonna send me the ROM. Fallout, the TV show, guys. I don't know if you've been watching it, but I have, and it's really good. It's really good. It's like if you want a show that is exactly ripping from source material, but also giving an original story, this is Fallout. This is the show you want to watch. Fallout literally gives you a bunch of nods to the game, Easter, like everything, like even just stupid little things like the stuff they're wearing, the set design, the little things that you can pick up throughout the game. Like it's all literally the same stuff. So if you haven't checked that show out, that's what I've been watching. I think on episode 6, and it's gory, it's fun. It's everything you want. I normally fall asleep. If you've been following, you know that I fall asleep a lot during shows, but Fallout keeps me up. So it's definitely something you want to check out. Kyle's back. Thank God, because I did not know how to go into the next thing.
Do I do I
Uh,
sound correct?
yeah, you sound good. You
Okay.
sound good.
Yeah, everything went out. My mouse too. Everything. Just lost all control.
Ooh,
So that was
that's
fun.
scary.
I'm back, guys. I'm back. I also put in the public comments that I lost my mic. Not that I meant to. We're back.
Fallout, the TV show, is what I was talking about. I'm
Do you
surprised that this
recommend?
wasn't on the list at all. Oh, 100%. I'm surprised that you haven't watched it at all. It's amazing. It's like really fucking good. Nope. Trow is here. Let me just let the dog out real quick. We
Right,
got a
we're having
puppy.
so Travel Part 2. Just finished today's episode. Next, do not tell me anything. I did not have time.
Oh no,
I don't know
your
if
mic
anyone
is
noticed.
messed up. Your mic was messed up for a second.
I'm good.
Now you're good.
Okay.
Trowa just finished today's episode on X-Men. Oh, have you watched X-Men, Kyle?
I haven't done anything that I'm
Oh,
supposed to.
your mic keeps going out.
That's not good at all. So I don't know how to fix it. Is the problem.
Okay. All right. Well,
Ooh,
it's working and
we're
then
real
not working. So,
real broken.
oh,
You hear me? No.
oh, I hear you.
Hear me fine or bad?
Perfect.
Okay. So it's I think the webcam is overheating.
That's great.
We're gonna
So, and now
do
I'm
this
small, and now I'm big. It's just me. You only get to look at me. Kyle's in the background, just a nice little voice.
I'm gonna keep trying to fix it.
Have you been have you been watching X-Men?
Yeah, I just didn't see the newest one that came out today.
I tell you what, I watched the last one, and I'm notorious for falling asleep during shows, and that one put me to sleep.
I didn't like the
The
last one
last
that much.
episode.
I liked Storm's
No,
part. I liked the costume change. That's one of my favorite costumes of hers. Maybe the favorite costume. But I did not love the episode. It was a lot of Xavier, which I thought was a little soon. Like I guess that's not soon, right? Because like he died in the original a long, long time ago. So it's not that soon to bring him
yeah.
back. But yeah.
It's just Xavier in space is what doesn't I don't want. I don't care about those space people at all, and I don't really care about Xavier in space. I I think it's weird to see him in a gold armor walking around like that.
He walks again.
Put him in his just put him in his chair. Just let him roll around. I know he walks again at some point, but like
But
just
what?
the gold armor thing, that's weird. It's weird. Trawa, yes, Storm coming back with her X-Men gold uniform. I love her uniform, but the episode, like, it was just so slow. Like, I woke up. That was the only good part. Was like Storm's part, like you said, but mainly her getting that costume, and then Xavier seeing Gambit in his dream. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I don't know what this episode was though. But now, how can you come back from a banger episode 5? Charo, I know you're right. I think that's probably mainly it. Like episode 5 was way too good, but that's it's like you expect it to kind of follow that same like trajectory. Like like you hit me with episode 5, and then just like episode 6. Like I don't know what episode 7 is. I didn't watch it, but I hope it's like ticking back up again because like that was like a dive bomb that I wasn't ready for. So, Kyle, I don't know if you're talking, but I can't hear you. Just so you
No,
know. I don't know if Kyle's sick.
I'm here.
Oh,
Don't worry about me, guys.
okay. He's fixing his mic.
Keep
But
going.
episode 7, we definitely got a lot more answers. Trawa, I love the comments. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to be watching that at some point. Probably after this. Or a Fallout episode. No, I gotta finish the Fallout episode. Go watch Fallout. I definitely advise everyone to watch it. I mentioned it while Kyle was fixing his mic, but like it's ripping directly from source material. Like the video game is exactly what you're seeing on the screen, other than like the actual, it's like a very original story. It's so good. Jenny actually mentioned this with my fiance. She mentioned that his storyline was so good that when he went to Bethesda and told them about his storyline, they were like, no, you got to change this. He was like, you're taking things from our new plot line, like that we're doing with the video game coming out. So they made him change his plot line because like his plot line was so good that it was literally taking stuff from their future stuff that they were doing. Like they didn't know that like when they were making it, but like he created some really fucking great stuff. So excited to see where this show goes. Kyle, the next note
Mhm.
is yours, which is
Mm.
Beware the Planet of the Apes.
Ah, so this is a
So
Reddit.
you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
I will. I will do that. You won't be able to see me while I do it, but I'm gonna do it. I was trying to consider filming myself with my phone because it's gonna mess up my clips. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I don't know why it doesn't work,
If you want,
but
I'll
it doesn't
move
work.
on. I can move a little bit
No, no,
further
I'll tell you
down.
all about. I'll tell you all about Planet of the Apes. So this is a
Well, while you look
prequel.
at me,
Yeah, this is a prequel to the original movies, the
okay,
classics. And although
gotcha.
it's
So the
done
ones I
very
never
well,
saw.
yeah, you got to see those. I have them on DVD.
Wait, and
We'll
this is
watch
a
them together.
book,
It's a
a
comic.
movie. What is
It's a
this?
comic book.
Okay, okay,
It's a comic book prequel to the original movies. And what it does is it actually blends in some of the original comic adaptation of the original movies, which you actually bought for me. So there's actual
okay.
panels that they spliced in to this new comic, which is pretty cool. What I don't love about this new comic is it kind of makes certain characters meet certain characters before they're supposed to meet. So it's like
Hmm.
you're not supposed to know them yet. Like you're not supposed to know about this yet. You're not supposed to be under this ground yet. Like kind of takes away. Kind of doesn't make sense, but the writer and the artist truly make it feel like the original universe. Like they do such a great job of it feeling like the original Planet of the Apes that I'm going to keep reading it. But I'm not fond
Yeah.
of the playground being used as a prequel because the playground should have just moved in a different direction. Like even if it was a what if. Because they're doing it right, but the prequel part is ruining things.
You know how you enjoyed Rings of Power, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you enjoyed it. Um, well, a lot of people didn't enjoy that they weren't necessarily doing things the right way.
Right.
But it was still a great show. So I think you stick with that book, and I think you're going to be very happy with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I guess. I guess so.
So, speaking of Planet of the Apes, and this is the first time ever that I thought that we'd have back to back notes about Planet of the Apes. But
Wild.
um, Pierre, today, 4/24/24, I watched all the Planet of the Apes, just the new
Except
ones,
yeah.
and not ever the Mark Wahlberg one.
It's very
So I
frustrating.
didn't watch any of the originals. I just watched the one, like the newest one with James Franco, and moving on from that. So they were really good, and I didn't give them enough credit, and I will apologize for that because I've shit on them way too many times. Kyle's back.
Ugh.
I have shit on your Planet of the Apes way too much over the years,
But
and I will take that on the chin and tell you that it's a really sick universe. It's a cool
but you're
plot.
shitting on the wrong ones. I want you to shit on the original ones. That's so your universe, right? Your beloved
Yeah,
Franco universe. Gross,
yeah,
right? A Alzheimer's medication alters the intelligence of the ape population.
right.
In my original universe, a virus took out cats and dogs, and humans wanted pets. And they then made their pets do chores for them. And then those pets, with a little bit of time travel, had a rebellion because the time travel made some of the smarter ones. It was a chicken and egg situation with the time travel. You know, it was kind of like Did the super intelligent one from the future come back and make the rest intelligent because he mated with them? Or, you don't know.
I like this plot line a lot better. I'm
Yeah,
glad
it's
I didn't start with yours.
it's much heavier on the time travel conundrum of which came first. And then it's like,
Yeah,
well, this couldn't have happened if the time travel didn't happen. But we couldn't have gotten there, So it's cool because you don't really ever know.
gotcha. So it doesn't really connect with the Planet of the Apes, the originals. It's like rewriting all of it.
So yeah, it's giving it a more modern spin, but in the first one, remember what's the evil Harry Potter character?
Draco.
Draco's like abusing the animals, right?
Right.
In his little office, there's a TV on and it shows the spaceship going up. That spaceship is a reference to the original movies because the first original starts with a spaceship crash landing on what turns out to be a future Earth that is run by apes. So they do reference to it. I
Mm,
think that they can get there, but they're getting there in a different way. And I think the time travel element is just going to be how do we have humans who are intelligent on, you know, this Earth? So they'll keep that
okay.
facet just to get there. Because I do think if they keep continuing, they can eventually get to a complete reboot of the original movie.
So they'll bring back Mark Wahlberg then for like the last one.
Never watch any movie he's in. He does not deserve any money from anything.
So what was that one about? I'm sure you watched it. Like you couldn't have not watched it.
His is a reboot of the original. He crash lands on a future Earth. That's all it is.
Okay. And everyone's a monkey.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is it
So if
less humanoid monkey or more humanoid monkey?
no, they're pretty. That's the thing. That one's a shame because it was a solid attempt at a reboot. Like they did it correct. Like, they were very humanoid, wore lots of clothes. You know how my Planet of the Apes, my apes have to wear a lot of clothes, otherwise it's not legit. They did a good job.
I like them looking like monkeys. Like the humanoid people from the original, like it's hard to look at.
Yeah, but that's what makes it like the heavy sci-fi. That's what makes it so. I mean, because the movie's based off of a book. I want to say from like the early 60s, like a French book. Like it's like a really old French sci-fi book, and it's supposed to be like heavy sci-fi, just like out there. So like they need to be
Gotcha.
very humanoid. Like they need to be like, what is happening? What happened to my
Okay.
people?
All right. All right. I'll be honest with you. I might have to just watch the Mark Wahlberg one because it's a
Do
little
not
newer.
watch anything with Mark Wahlberg. Nothing. Boycott him.
um, moving on.
So let's
MMSM.
yeah, let's skip a few.
What is
Let's
MMSM though?
that's
Can you
Miles Morales
just
Spider-Man.
elaborate on that? Oh, okay.
So I'm very behind, so we don't have to talk about it. Let me catch up first. I did read Ultimate Spider-Man 1 and 2, also very behind. That is my Peter Parker. I don't care about any other Peter Parker. That is my Peter Parker.
We're not that behind. 1 and 2 is not that far behind, I feel
4
like,
just came out.
on that. I'm
It's a
sure I
hot
know what
book.
people are talking about.
I know we should be talking
Yeah.
about number 4 right now. We're literally
Yeah, you're
kind of
not
like the
wrong.
comic book
You're
live
not wrong.
stream, and we didn't read number 4, and we're not talking about number 4, and we just spent 10 minutes
Yeah.
talking about Planet of the Apes.
I
So
have 3, and I'm very hopeful that he gets his Spider-Man costume in this one.
I believe
And
so.
I hope we find out what that black costume is, because it's still kinda, like, up in the air, at least in 2, like, what it is. It kinda rips off of his face. You know what I
Yeah.
like is that we can kind of freely talk about this at this point, though.
Okay,
Because
that's
like, if
fair.
you haven't read it, it's what are you doing at this point? I
Okay.
mean, you could be in the same boat as us, maybe worse.
So I think
Um,
it's just a nano suit, and he's going to use his daughter's drawing to just program the nano suit to look like the classic Spider-Man suit because he
that's
got it
that's a
from Iron Man.
strong theory.
Yeah, he
That's
just
a
got it from Iron Man.
strong theory.
Iron
Yeah.
Man knew what he needs to become. He knew that at this stage in the game, he's not going to go make web shooters. He's not going to make his own costume. He's going to basically have to, as a grown ass man, figure out how to be a superhero. So Iron Man was like, here's a suit that does it all. Because they never explain the web shooters, which proves that it's part of the suit.
Yeah.
So he just was handed everything. And I think some of it's for interpretation purposely. Because like we don't need that again. But seeing someone at this age become Spider-Man because they felt like their life wasn't enough, that's fucking cool. Like that is meant for our age for sure. Like that is relatable of like, what am I?
Yeah.
Like I'm nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like there's something missing. Like
I
that's
work
cool.
9 to 8 every day.
Right.
For what?
For nothing. To pay
Yeah.
taxes.
So a lot of them. Yeah, no, 1 and 2 is very solid. So, and then you get a Green Goblin in another similar Iron Man suit. So,
Yeah.
I guess you might be right where like Iron Man was going around maybe just giving suits to people like, "Oh no, you need to be the Green Goblin, you need to be Spider-Man, you need to
Right.
be this."
That would be nuts if it turns out that Iron Man, the same way, like knew the world needed a Green Goblin because Spider-Man can't be Spider-Man without Green Goblin killing his love. Watch him kill Mary Jane. Watch this Green Goblin have the sole purpose of existing to kill Mary Jane to push Peter Parker over the edge to become the
Yeah.
true Spider-Man that the world needs. Even though the world seems pretty fine, manipulated or not, I
Let's
don't
go
understand what the
darker.
problem is.
Let's go darker.
Darker.
Green Goblin kills his daughter.
Oh wow, no, I don't know if they're gonna kill a child. That's heavy.
Like you like go real dark with the comic
That's
book, and
not
he's like,
making
"Yeah, we're just
Spider-Man.
gonna kill his daughter."
That's
He
making a
just
villain.
loses his fucking mind.
We're not making a
He would
villain.
lose his mind.
We're making a hero. Okay, that would be a crazy
Like
thought.
Iron
Though,
Man's like, "Oh, this will create him. This will make him a hero."
it
And
goes too
it's like,
far.
"Oh, it just pushed him over the edge."
Right, and Spider-Man becomes the villain, and Green Goblin is another villain. That's a good
So
theory.
he becomes
So
like he becomes your Spider Man.
yeah, we'll see. Well, the main universe now, Spider-Man's Green Goblin, which everyone hates, and we won't talk about.
Yeah, no, let's not talk about that. I like this universe. This is where I like Marvel. I like Marvel when it's in the Ultimate
No,
Universe.
this is I knew it was good because everyone talked about it, but like I didn't know it was this good.
Yeah, I gotta crack these other books open and read them, see how they fall into it. But I did read something a little bit different, and it's from 2012,
Okay.
but it's by a familiar name, Cullen Bunn.
Mm,
Have you ever read Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe?
I have not, but I noticed some of Cullen Bunn's best, so I know it's
So
good.
this is the original. This is where he goes around Deadpool killing literally all the Marvel characters. Before this, there was a Punisher kills the Marvel universe, and I don't know
Oh,
if
that
they
came
did that
before?
with any other characters. Yeah, Punisher kills the Marvel universe, and it's actually kind of funny because Deadpool mentions it as he's killing the Punisher in this. So he
That's
mentions like this isn't Punisher kills the Marvel universe, and then he kills Punisher.
right.
Um, so there's a lot of cool killings, I guess. But it's just very creative on how he takes down different superheroes, and he's killing everyone. Like there's villains, superheroes. He's taking down everybody. So that's cool. And then that segued me into reading Deadpool Kills Deadpool, which was also by Colin Bunn.
Mm,
And it's him going into a bunch of other universes, killing other Deadpools.
that's
So
cool. That might even
yeah,
be a little bit of what we get in the movie, which we probably should have talked about from the new trailer, but we're running out of time for.
yeah. But at the first scene, he throws Headpool in a microwave, and he's
Really?
just yeah, he's talking and they're talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to. This kind of feels screwed up, but this is what has to be done." And he like kills him that way. And then
That's
yeah, he
fun.
just goes around killing the other ones. So I haven't gotten far into that. And then there's another Deadpool kills the Marvel universe again, which came out more recently. so I got to
Mm.
read that. All by Colin Bunn. So I guess they really just gave it to him. He did it well, and they're like, yeah, no, keep it going. So
And I've always, since Cullen Bunn took over the Agent Venom run when Remender left it, I've always had a soft spot. He has a nice little spin. Another horror writer, honestly. He's
it's dark.
another,
It's
like, that's
dark.
his
Yeah.
genre. Yeah, so that's part of the
But he
reason.
does it well. It's
Yeah.
like a dark but humorous book. So like the way he like pushes it with a lot of these characters. I would read it definitely if you haven't checked it out. It's an older read, but still very current, still very good. So I've been trying to get caught up with Deadpool. So that's where I started. So yeah,
Mm.
Deadpool trailer.
Let's touch on it briefly because there's much better videos out there on YouTube that you can go watch. They're
Oh
not
yeah,
live
yeah.
and have great
Don't use
production.
this as a source.
Yeah, but I just would like to note the scene when they're walking together and he's got his sleeves off with the little Easter egg of Lee Field's feet behind, a little nod to Lee Field having some trouble with feet. It's just like
Thought that was
just
funny.
that
Yeah.
little scene alone, right? They could have showed us that clip. From there, you know, okay, this movie's gonna be like 10 out of 10, like already. Like you know it's gonna be perfect. Like that's
Yeah.
all, but everything else, again, you could watch another breakdown video, whatever. A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of cool shit. Just so much cool shit. It's gonna be hard if this is Wolverine's last movie. And it's gonna be hard if we don't get like a real, like, open-ended ending where it's like, okay, we're gonna see him again. You know, like I want that title card. We're gonna see Deadpool will return or Wolverine will return. Like we need to see that because it's gonna be very upsetting. This movie's gonna be so good, and we're gonna be like, okay, but like, where are we gonna get them now? When are we gonna get them now? Is Deadpool just gonna cameo somewhere? Is he gonna get some Christmas special? It's
Secret
not
Wars.
connected. Yeah, like that's it's. I really believe it's gonna be among the top 10 Marvel movies, just off of that trailer. That's my hot take.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think it's definitely poised to be one of the best Marvel movies ever. So I think Marvel needs it too because it's that superhero fatigue. It not just that, but just they're branching off on characters that no one cares about. Hot take. Sorry, sorry, not sorry.
Hot take.
There's a lot of characters out there. They're doing a lot too much. They're diluting the whole superhero thing. So bring it back to some of your core characters and give us what we need. So and give it to us good. Like
And kill
and
Peter Parker.
this is what we're looking for.
Kill Peter Parker. They're not gonna kill him now because Tom Holland is helping with the direction of the 4th film, so he's not going to get killed off.
Yeah, I think they will. The end of it, or they'll throw him in another universe.
Maybe the 6th. Nah. All right, so let's what do you say? Let's do you watch the Transformers 1 trailer?
I did.
It's cool. It looks cool. It's definitely a
It's
little
cool.
original,
It's
but it looks
cool.
cool. Yeah.
At at first, the very beginning, like it was like the first like 10, 15, 20 seconds. I was just like, all right, like it's for kids. And then they started like rolling it out a little bit more, and like some jokes were happening
Mhm.
and some action sequences, and I was like, okay, this has some potential to be actually kind of cool. 100% for kids, and that's fine.
Yep.
But like, I'll see it on my couch at home when it comes out on
Yeah, I think
Amazon
I
Prime.
think I'll wait. Yeah. I think I'll wait, but
Yeah, it's
I would
not.
be excited when it became free.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah. I'll be looking out for it.
uh
Maybe I'll pay $4.99 for it.
oh,
So I might pay
okay.
a little bit,
All right,
just a
burn
little
through the
bit.
rumors. Let's close it out. Let's close it out.
Rumors, real quick, baby. Sebastian Stan will become the White Wolf in the Thunderbolts. Wasn't he already the White Wolf, or is he just going to become the White Wolf again? Or is
Like
that
he's
just a
gonna like
nod to him being the White Wolf?
get a costume,
Oh, okay. All right.
like
That'd be
taking the
cool.
Black Panther costume and painting it white because white people have to have everything that everyone else has. Next,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Mia Wolf will play Lilith in Blade and will command an army of vampires. You know what's messed up is I only think of one person when I think of Lilith now.
And Howell.
Yep.
That book's gonna be good.
Yep.
No? What?
Hashtag Corin Howell. She is forever stapled herself in my mind when talking about Lilith. Sydney Sweeney reportedly up for the role of Black Cat in the MCU.
The weird
Yeah,
rumor. It's weird. It's like, are you gonna make up for the
makes
mess of
sense.
Madam Web? You're gonna apologize for that one? Because who was
Yeah,
she
no.
there? Just Spider Woman, one of them, right?
Yeah, she was one of the Spider-Man, the Drew, whatever, Jessica
Oh,
Drew.
Jessica Drew.
So yeah.
Okay.
So that wasn't good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about her. Like I feel like she's overhyped at this point. I do feel like she'd be a great Black Cat, but I feel like she's overhyped. Like everyone's just like she's like the hot actress of the year. Like we're gonna move on from her next year. Like I don't
Hmm.
know. I've personally moved on, but everyone just seems to be on her.
Is our dear Jenny watching? Is that why you're not saying anything nice about Sydney Sweeney?
She's pointing a gun off camera towards
Screen.
my direction. um, no, it's I don't know. That's a
Hot
hot
take.
take. So I'm definitely gonna get some hate for that.
Hot take, because Sydney
But
Sweeney is not hot according to Pierre.
no, there's another one, something Gonzalez. I forgot her name.
Also not hot.
No.
Unattractive.
That one,
No.
No. I
Oh,
will give her that.
I'll clip you
I
the
forgot
same way I
her.
clipped Jeremiah. I did him dirty with that clip.
I forgot her name. Super hot. Super hot. Yeah.
Okay.
Rumors, baby. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin R-rated live action movie in development. Is that going to be along with the video game?
Video games supposedly in a dark place, not happening. So I don't know.
Oh,
That's why I thought it was such an
it'll
interesting
happen.
rumor. It's like,
It'll happen
the-
once this movie comes out.
right? Like that's what'll kickstart it. They'll sell off the rights
It
or something.
it makes more sense for it to come out as a movie to gain more like traction. It's a
Yeah.
great book, but like
You
how
read it,
many
right?
comic book readers are there? Yeah, I read it. So,
I never.
um, do you know which turtle is actually the last Ronin?
I do, and I actually guessed it, and I was so proud of myself because when I got it right, because I was like, huh, which turtle would be the real dark, brooding one and the only one to survive? The one that's always trying to be funny. Like, obviously, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and it is funny because he talks to his ghosts of his brothers and stuff. So, still has like conversations as if
I
they're
wonder
alive. So it's kind of
who
sad.
that's what, damn, what publisher is that? I can't think of it.
IDW.
Oh, I wonder if they're on the Global Comics app. I don't know if they have a deal with them.
I literally still have it on my desk. Like it's still just sitting here.
I might
So
just see. I have the ash can of it, actually. Speaking of, just to anyway, take us out in the outro that
that's it.
I hand wrote for this.
If you're loving our show, make sure to subscribe. And also, don't forget, you can. Sorry, I'm talking like I'm AI. I don't know why. If you're loving our show, make sure to subscribe. And also, don't forget, you can also listen to the show with slightly better audio on all apps, podcast apps. Nope, you messed that up. You messed that up. You handwrote this, or did you put it into AI?
Never admit.
Be
Run a
honest.
test. Run a test. You have to find out for
And
yourself.
with that being said, could you do us a solid and drop a review? Please just drop a review. It's like giving us a high five to the internet. And who doesn't love virtual high fives? Thanks a million. You're the best. You definitely put this through AI. There's no
Don't
way
tell
you wrote this.
anybody. Don't tell anybody. We get blacklisted.